If you played with a split screen with your friend or with your brother and sister, you always had a second damaged controller, or you gave your loved ones this controller, then you played multiplayer games for PlayStation 1. Hello, my name is Fox, and here is my personal selection of the best multiplayer games on PS1. Let's go. Number 11, FIFA 01 2000. FIFA 2001 is a football simulation game developed by Electronic Arts and published by EA Sports in 2000. The game is the 8th in the FIFA series and the 5th in 3D. A fun game for a group of friends where you can play together. The game is cool, I recommend it, especially if you are fans of this sport. Number 10. Madden NFL 2000-1999. Madden NFL 2000 is a sports game, an American football simulator. It is the 11th game in the Madden NFL series. The cover features John Madden himself. The game was developed by EA Tiburon and published by Electronic Arts. The game was released on July 31st, 1999. A cool game for fans of this sport. Play with friends and have a lot of fun. Number 9. Soul Blade 1996. Soul Edge in Japan, otherwise known as Soul Blade, is a 3D fighting game developed by Project Soul and published by Namco for the PlayStation console. It is the first game in the Soul series. Subsequent games will be called Soul Calibur, after the sacred sword that plays a significant role in subsequent games in the series. The game was released on December 20th, 1996. A fast and cool game for two. Play it, and you won't regret it.
I will not rest until I reap vengeance for my father.
Number 8. Twisted Metal 4 1999. Twisted Metal 4 is the 4th game in the Twisted Metal series for the PlayStation, released by 989 Studios in 1999. A game in the genre of combat racing. Twisted Metal 4 was the second and final development of 989 Studios. The graphics have improved, the game physics have changed a little, and the artificial intelligence of the opponents has also increased. Why this particular part? I don't know, I just played it more than the other parts. An excellent game with dynamic gameplay. Play it, you won't regret it. Number 7. Gran Turismo 2 1999. Gran Turismo 2 is a racing simulator video game for the Sony PlayStation. Gran Turismo 2 was developed by Polyphony Digital and published by SCI in 1999. The game was well received by both players and critics, an excellent game in its genre. If you haven't played, please play. Number 6. Worms World Party 2001. Worms World Party is an artillery computer game with strategy elements developed by Team 17. Released on March 16, 2001 for PlayStation. One of the most fun games to play with friends on PS1. Play with your loved ones and enjoy. Number 5. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 2000s. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is a skateboarding sports video game developed by Neversoft and released by Activision on September 19, 2000 for the PlayStation, the second in the Tony Hawk series. A cool game with cool mechanics. You will get an exceptionally good experience in the game. Number 4. Need for Speed High Stakes 1999. Need for Speed High Stakes, known in Europe as Need for Speed. Road Challenge is a computer game in the Need for Speed arcade racing genre, published by Electronic Arts for the PlayStation game console in 1999. One of my favorite games on PS1, I often replay it and continue to enjoy it, especially fun to play with someone. Number 3. Fighting Force, 1997. Fighting Force is a computer game in the beat-em-up genre, developed by Core Design and released in 1997 by Eidos for the PlayStation platforms. I found out about this game relatively recently, but I had a lot of fun, went with a friend, and we had a great time beating up the bad guys. If you haven't played it, I advise you to try it, and I'm sure you'll like it. Number 2. Tekken 3 1998. Tekken 3 is the third game in the series of the same name. Released for the Sony PlayStation in 1998 worldwide, it was well received by critics and players, still considered one of the greatest fighting games in history. My favorite fighting game, a fun and dynamic game, especially fun to play with loved ones. I'm sure you've played it too, but if not, you won't want to play it. Before we move on to the first place, if it's not difficult for you, write what games you would add in the comments. Subscribe and like it's not difficult for you, I'm pleased. Let's continue and... Number 1. Crash Team Racing, 1999. Crash Team Racing is a video game in the Crash Bandicoot series. Essentially, this is an arcade racing game for PlayStation. This is the latest game created by Naughty Dog, the parents of the original Crash. After the release of this game, Naughty Dog stopped developing games for this series, since the rights to the series belonged to Universal Interactive Studios and began developing other games. The game was released in North America and Europe in October 1999 and in Japan in December. In my opinion, the best multiplayer game on PS1, great to play with a group. That's all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe to the channel and like. With this we say goodbye. Go and play good games with your loved ones.